Hi, in this video I'll help you get to know your car a little better. At the end of this video I've put together a straightforward infographic that summarizes all the key points. Like, subscribe and comment below. It really helps.
All right, so you're a Chevy owner and that dreaded check engine light just popped on. Don't worry, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to decode a super specific error, the P0453, and show you how to turn that dashboard panic into a quick fix. Let's jump right in. You know the feeling, right? You're just driving, minding your own business, and boom, that little amber engine icon lights up. It's that universal sinking feeling. But what if I told you that light isn't a problem? It's actually the first clue in a little diagnostic mystery. Okay, first up, decoding the dashboard light. That light is basically your car trying to talk to you. Our job is to figure out exactly what it's saying. And here we go. You plug in a simple code reader and you get your first major clue, DTC P0453. Now, DTC just stands for Diagnostic Trouble Code. Think of it as a specific breadcrumb your car's computer left for you to follow. So what does P0453 actually mean? Now that we have the clue, it's time to translate it so we can really understand the heart of the issue. Okay, so the official textbook definition is fuel tank pressure sensor circuit high voltage. All that really means is the system that keeps an eye on the fuel vapor pressure in your gas tank is sending a signal that's, well, way too high. In the world of car electronics, a super high voltage signal like this usually points to one of two things: an open circuit or a sensor that's gone bad. The part of your car that's actually raising the red flag here is the engine control module, or ECM. You can just think of it as your car's brain. It's constantly monitoring hundreds of things to keep your engine running smoothly. And in this case, it's telling you, hey, something's up with the fuel system. Now, this is where it gets really precise. The ECM isn't just guessing. It throws this specific code only when the voltage it's getting from the fuel tank pressure sensor jumps above 4.85 volts. So it's not just a random high reading. It's a very specific number that's been crossed. But wait, there's a second piece to the puzzle. This high voltage reading can't just be a quick little blip. Your car's brain is smart enough to ignore those. For the P0453 code to actually get triggered, that voltage has to stay above 4.55 volts for more than 8 seconds. That's what tells the system this is a real, persistent problem, not just some random electrical fluke. All right, section 3, lining up the suspects. So we know what the problem is. Now we've got to figure out why it's happening. It's time to investigate the potential causes. Here they are, our 4 main suspects. The problem could be the FTP sensor itself, which is pretty common. It could be some faulty wiring, a problem with the ECM, the car's brain, or, less likely but still possible, contaminated fuel. We're going to go through these one by one in a very logical order. And that brings us to our final section, the 4-step diagnosis. This is the good part. Here's how we're going to pinpoint the real culprit and get that pesky light turned off for good. Okay, let's get our hands dirty and start the diagnosis. We're going to do this the smart way, starting with the most common and easiest fix and then working our way to the more complicated stuff. This approach is going to save you a ton of time, money, and headaches. So here's our game plan. Step 1, we go after our prime suspect and replace the FTP sensor. It's a super common failure point. If the light comes back on, we move to suspect number 2, the wiring. We'll check every inch of it for damage or corrosion. If the wiring looks good, we then consider our third and much less common suspect, the ECM itself. And finally, if nothing else has worked, we clear the whole scene by flushing the fuel system to rule out any chance of contamination. And just like that, you've done it. You've gone from a mysterious warning light to a clear solution. By following these steps, you've cracked the case of the P0453 code, and you can get back on the road feeling confident. We've busted the P0453 code, but you and I both know there are hundreds of others out there. So what automotive mystery should we solve next? Drop the trouble codes that are stumping you down in the comments, and we might just feature it in our next explainer. Thanks for joining the investigation.